I get the yarn out. You just have to jump up here. Really? Hey, Miss Tabitha. How are you today? Oh, you know what? I had to pull it down because I played an intro song and an outro song, and I knew it was going to trigger a copyright. And oh, things are fine. I had my appointment this morning, and I was just going to talk about that. The other room is talking, but yeah, I knew the songs were going to trigger a copyright, and I figured I'll let YouTube edit it out. Lesson learned. As soon as whenever I do that, I'll immediately private the video afterwards and do the editing myself because YouTube takes forever. So it was still worth it to play the songs. It began with "Hold My Hand" by Hootie and the Blowfish, and then it was another version of "Hold My Hand" from 1954, and I don't remember who sang it. But that was a 1954 version of "Hold My Hand" for the outro. So I thought it was cool. So well, yeah, it's real easy just to knock it off. And the cool thing about when you do an intro and outro, it automatically mutes everything, which is great because if you can't help but belt out a good song, and sing it yourself, and if you're like me and have one of those voices that are only meant for the shower, because nobody else is in there with you and the doors are closed and nobody else can hear you, good to go. Because can't help but sing along to a good old Hootie and the Blowfish song. But yeah, so as soon as I saw that the song, they don't just, tell you that they're going to copyright you if you don't take action. They actually block the video. So I'm like, well, that's okay. I'll just put it on private while we're editing that song out at the very beginning and the very end. I still got it on my live, so that was good. So I was all good with that. But I'll wait a few more minutes to see if anybody happens to show up on the live before I start chit-chatting about how my appointment went. And then we'll go from there. Will you get down? Just because there's yarn up here doesn't mean you're welcome. So yeah, let's wait just a couple more minutes and see if anybody else pops in, so I don't have to keep repeating my terror. And that doesn't automatically mean it was bad, but just thinking about the dentist is terrifying enough. What am I doing here? Oh yeah. I'm almost done with this. I can't wait to be done with this damn thing. I'm getting tired of the crocodile stitch. I'm probably not going to do it again for years. Wow. I say that now, I'll probably start another project doing it. Because who doesn't like to do stupid things? Ay, ay, ay. I'm more excited to show y'all what I'm doing. But I got to leave something for a surprise. So how's your day been? We're like two of us now. I'm boring everybody. It's just a daytime live. Nothing excitement on a day. No excitement for a daytime live. Although it does seem like there may be some excitement building for a nighttime live. Somebody's begging for attention. Just begging. Oh, the Fids are saying hello. Fids as in feathered kids. Hey, Amanda. Oh, I was just joking about modeling today as they were killing me. Let me finish this stitch. Oh, I just saw that other comment. Thank you. I just saw the comment about modeling. Well, apparently I'm about to get called out soon. Did you see that short? Ooh, I'm shaking in my shoes. Well, I guess two of us is enough. I don't want to keep the masses in suspense. Oh, and the onboard count. Hmm. Yes, I know, Miss Tabitha. You can see I am literally shaking in my chair. Ooh, I'm scared. Ooh, I'm scared. Amanda, thank you for the compliments. This is how I look today. I woke up, I took a shower, I got dressed. That's all I did. So I brushed my hair. This is the hat that I made. So no makeup, nothing special. And I have the hat on because my head is cold. That's helping me stay warm. You've seen me wear a hat in here before. Oh, look, there's a visitor over in the door. That's Tech. See him over in the corner? I've had birds since the 80s. Go back. Go. She just flew back over to the perch. Yeah. Brushing it. And do you always have a hair clip nearby? I always have a hair clip nearby. Hey, Bushlight. That is a macaw. And they're enough to drive you crazy. Oh, look at that. They're enough to drive you crazy. I had African grays too. I lost my last African gray right at the beginning of COVID. The birds keep the cats in line. They've all been raised together, so we have a mutual respect and good dynamic around here. So it all works. Oh, let me clean my glasses real quick so I can see better. Right on the other side of that doorway, there's 7 macaws in that room. And that's not all that I have. Oh, much better. I can see now. No, they have moments where they'll raise the roof, but for the most part, they're entertained enough that they don't. Oh, I'm a rich bitch. No, I'm not. Uh, the one that you just saw was the first one that ever hatched in my house. Many of the ones that I have actually hatched here in my house. I had a pair that were pets. They came in at different times, and they decided that they liked each other, and then they made babies. So several of the ones that I have in the house actually hatched here. And over the years, I have sold several of their babies. That was the only way I actually ate at some points in time after I went full-blown PTSD and couldn't work anymore. So, and yeah, they are very expensive. But I have not bought a bird in I think 2006 is the last time I bought a bird. So 2 decades. Oh, I don't hatch them. They hatch themselves. The mom and dad hatch them themselves. So, well, I didn't schedule this live, so nobody really had to notice that I was doing this. But I was inspired seeing that I'm getting a call out. I was inspired and figured, oh, what the hell? I'll come on and put out something positive. So, okay, my dental appointment today. I arrived 5 minutes late. That was probably subconsciously intentional because, uh, my fear and loathing of dentists. As I was pulling into their parking lot, um, they called me to say, hey, did you forget you had an appointment? And I'm like, no, I'm actually pulling into your lot right now. So I was literally 5 minutes late, and they are literally 5 minutes down the road from me. I was on here responding to a post. When I looked at the clock and realized, oh shit, I'm supposed to be there in 3 minutes. And had to brush off a little snow off my truck this morning too. So there was that. So I get there, nice little office, and they were all really nice, and they called me back immediately. That was really nice. I did not have to wait in the waiting room at all. So times have changed. They get me around back, set me down in the chair. I didn't have to go into a separate room or anything when it came time to do the x-rays or anything. They had the x-rays in the x-ray machine in the center cabinet. So when it came time to do the x-rays, they just, sat me up in the chair and opened the cabinet and brought the x-ray machine out. And it was like, oh, wow. So I was in one room the whole time. They put this pink paste on my gums to numb it up for the cleaning. They did the water cleaning and everything, and did the x-rays. The doctor came in, introduced himself as the old guy. I had to laugh, and I'm like, okay, old guy, well, here's the old lady. Get busy. I do not need dentures. There's the big reveal. I do need 2 extractions. One of my front teeth, on the x-rays, it reveals there's a infection at the root. So they want to do a root canal on one of the front teeth. I have a couple cavities. That's not a big deal. But both the extractions and the root canal are all on the top. So they could do that. I guess they could only work on so many quadrants at one time. So they could do all of the top at one time. I'm going to be a PAB about it. And and they knew this going in, that I was going to request sedation for the extractions, because the last time I had extractions, they had one hell of a time. I've never had a root canal. I've had friends that have had them, and I just heard nightmares about it. But since everything, the root canal and the extractions are all on the top, they should be able to do that all at one time if they're putting me under sedation. So, they didn't 100% confirm they could do all of that at one time. But, I do know that they can only work on, they can't work on everything, all quadrants, but they could work on, I think it's 2 or 3 quadrants at one time. It has something to do with, they don't want your entire mouth numb at one time. So, yeah, so they have to send the plan and the estimate to the VA. I think it has to do with what they filled the dead tooth with, Tabitha. I've heard something like that. I've got to do my own little bit of research on that again because it's been a long time since I've looked into that. But I don't want them pulling one front tooth. So that they said it takes about a week to get approval back from the VA, and then their turnaround is usually about a month to get that fit into their schedule. Two pill script. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you know what? When they call me after they get the authorization from the VA, um, I'll ask about that. But I definitely did. It's there's no question that I talked about sedation. Oh, the other bad thing, their office that I went to today is literally just 5 minutes down. It's walking distance for me, literally. If I needed to, I could walk to them. But they don't do sedation at that office. I have to go to their other office, which is about 30 miles away. And I can't even, that's too far for an Uber. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And I hate asking my friends. I hate putting people out, but I'm gonna have to ask somebody to do the driving because if I'm being sedated, I'm not gonna be able to drive. Oh, and my blood pressure was really high. They took that in there, and yeah, he's giving me the lecture that my blood pressure needs to be low, so I have to monitor it and write it down and bring that in so they can see that it's low. And I'm like, look, my blood pressure is usually yada yada yada. It's elevated because I was stressed out as fuck about this appointment, and he says, okay, but I need to see that I'm like, well, how do you know I'm not just going to write down any old damn number? I said, I'm telling you, this is why it's elevated. And he's just laughing at me. So, but yeah, so I could have told him it was high when I walked in there. I says, my blood pressure shot up the minute we scheduled today. What are you talking about? I didn't even have time to prepare for today because it happened so fast. I'm sorry that happened to you, Tabitha. Get back, go back. Ooh. So you totally get my fear and anxiety with the dentist. So yeah, and he's like, and you're a Marine. And I'm like, don't even fucking go there. Don't even fucking go there. You didn't know Dr. DeSetti. He says, yeah, he says a lot of old school dentists had that effect on people. Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of people used to shit themselves when they had a baby. So can't control yourself when you're in a situation that's beyond your control. So, well, the Marine Corps dentists are actually naval dentists. Oh man, when after I got out to the fleet, I had to go and have my wisdom teeth pulled, and they don't usually sedate for that. And I'm like, look, I'm just getting into out to the fleet. I really don't want to be court-martialed for assaulting an officer. You're going to sedate me. And they just looked at me like, Okay, I guess we're doing sedation here. You know, I could not be more blunt. You're going to sedate me, or I'm going to end up getting court-martialed. Yeah, if they sedate me, I know I'll be fine. And they didn't have any problem with it when I told them. They didn't argue with me. They didn't question it. They didn't. It was like, okay, we're not going to argue with you. You know, I'm like, I need to be sedated, and when you knock me out, we're kicking it out. We're getting everything done. And then there was a couple cavities on the bottom that we're going to have to address afterward. Like, I'm not going to argue about that, but we're going to everything that needs to be done on top. Since you're sedating me, you're getting everything done at one time. Since you're sedating me, and he says, okay, but we got to make sure your blood pressure's down. He says, I ain't worried about that. It'll be done. I'll have time to work myself up, or not work myself up, but I will have time to mentally prepare myself and get ready and get in the zone, get my Zen going, and get ready for the appointment. That's not a problem. Good to go. We're there. You know, I said again, I had less than 24 hours to prepare myself to come see you. You know, I made it in the door. I'm not crying. I didn't hit anybody when I walked in here. Yeah, I'm glad he listened too. And you know, it's also, this was not one of those this is not like Aspen Dental or one of those chain dentists. Those places are hellholes. They don't listen. They're all about, you know, they're the rail cars. Just get them in, get them out, get them in, get them out. Don't listen to what anybody says. Just get them in and out as quick as they can. Absolutely, I agree. I got to start put. See, I'm backsliding already. I'm not putting comments up on the screen. I apologize. I actually thought on the way home, I'm like, you know what? I should treat myself, go out, get some wine or something. And I'm like, no, I can't, because I promised I'd do a live tonight. And I am not going to drink and live. Uh-uh. I'm having fun on the lives. I'm not going to make an ass out of myself on the live. Yeah, it does. The last time I had dental, when they did some work on my front teeth, I guess they're kind of caps, but they're not caps. But when I had that work done, they had, I swear I had like 2 dozen Novocaine injections in my mouth. And they couldn't give me any more Novocaine. They said they maxed out on the amount they can give me, and I was still feeling pain. My mouth is that sensitive. And I also thought, ooh, I should go to Chipotle and treat myself. Like, no, I got food in the fridge. I can't keep going out and treating myself, trying to save money. You've never had Chipotle? Oh, I'm biased. I love Chipotle. I think it's for fast food, I think it's one of the healthiest options out there and tastiest if you like the Southwest Tex-Mex. If you don't like Southwest Tex-Mex, it don't matter. But it is one of the healthiest options out there. What do you mean not healthy enough? I have I've had several instances of supraventricular tachycardia, but I haven't had any episodes of it in about a decade. Too many times I've had to wear a heart monitor for it. Can you trace yours, Miss Tabitha? Can you trace yours to being caffeine related, food related, allergy related? Those things can cause it. As weird as that may sound, especially if your doctor says you're okay. Ooh, girl's hungry. Yummy, yum, yum. Uh-oh. I had the same thing. My hair is really thinned out over the last I'd say 10 years. And I think mine is due to adrenal fatigue with the PTSD. In my case, I think that's what it is. And that's a problem. Why? Yeah, they don't test the adrenals. It's hard to tell because when my hair started thinning out, um I don't have hair on my legs anymore. Armpit hair, none, you know. Yeah. And I thought it was my thyroid, and they've tested it and it's not. The thyroid tests are all coming well within normal limits. I know what POTS is, but I'm totally blanking on it right now. um I'm not going to look it up during the stream. I have dry skin. I always keep the lotion in the basket. I have eyebrows. I have my eyebrows. No, it's not normal to be hairless after a certain age. Will you go back? Go. Sorry, didn't mean to yell at you. I have trouble thermoregulating, and I have been saying that for years. Thermoregulation at the door. That is peculiar. I wouldn't say weird, but it's definitely peculiar. You know, something new that's been happening with me for the last couple of weeks. This arm, I wouldn't say numb, but it gets that tingly feeling like it's falling asleep. It's doing it right now. And it starts right up here and it goes down right about to here. I can't figure out any pattern to it doing it. It's not nonstop, you know, so it'll go away and then it'll start up again randomly. You know, it's the weirdest thing, but it's that, you know, that pins and needle sleepy time thing. And it's not always the same type of pins and needle feeling, you know, but it's weird and it's annoying as hell when it happens. You know what? I'm I don't know how many women in my age bracket like that I've really had that conversation with. To be fair. Okay, well, you know what, Amanda, we now have another hot topic to discuss. Late night. We now have another late night conversation. Okay. Look at these great topics we come up with. Look at the shit that comes out of the bushes around here. Wow. Imagine the clipping that's going to come up here. This is the shit we're going to see over on Coley's channel. She's just jealous she's not included. That is scary. And then once the kids grow up, it's scary all over again when there's grandbabies. Crazy, man. I'm sorry if you hear me crunching away on some on my fishies here. Hopefully it's not too loud, but I'm hungry. I didn't eat this morning because I spent so much time flossing. Plus, I would have puked up anything I ate anyway. But now I'm just noshing a little bit. Mm. Mm. Spicy. Hey, we got to liven up around here. We got a bunch more lurkers. They must have heard Bush talk around here. Mm. Yes, these are the red hots. They're good. They're tangy and spicy. And who doesn't love a good red hot sauce? Oh, but that, what is it? Hot Pete's, Uncle Pete's? That's a good hot sauce too. Can't beat homemade, but definitely not going to complain about some of the commercial hot sauces out there. Mm. So hey, to the crazy cunt, if you're watching now, looking for content because you have none, namaste. Namaste. Just saying. So Miss Tabitha, what were you doing before I so rudely interrupted your day with this unscheduled live? Same with you, Amanda. What were you doing before I so rudely interrupted your day with this impromptu live? That is so exciting. Just wait till that baby, excuse me, starts to kick, and you lay your ear down on that belly and feel that first kick for yourself. It's wonderful. And you start talking to that baby while it's still cooking. It's the most magical thing in the world, Amanda. The most magical. It really is. The absolute most magical time in the world. My grandbaby in utero got more kisses than his mother did. True story. I wish taking pictures was a bigger thing when I was pregnant. Because I had no problem being out and about. And being in Hawaii, I was all over the place and I had no problem showing my belly. You can still get a tall boy. Even if it's a boy, it can still be tall. You know, my ex and I are both 5'9". My oldest son is 5'9", and my youngest son, I think he's like 6'2". You know, my youngest, who actually looks like my ex, looks like little Ricky, but he got his height from my side of the family because my dad is a monster. You know, and then my oldest son looks like me, but he got his height from, you know, well, I'm not short, but you know, the height comes in my side of the family. My ex, his father was a jockey, so he was like, you know, 5 foot nothing. He was an award-winning jockey. Can't tell you where because it would dox me. Well, can't tell you where in the States because it would dox me. Yeah, my mother was short. My mom was what, 5'5". My dad's a monster, and I got my height from him. My genes were strong in my offspring. Ooh, good height. Well, I'm only going to stay on for about, I don't know, 5 more minutes or so. And then I'm going to take a nap because I did not sleep much last night. I mean, I slept, but it was not a very good sleep, full of anxiety and shit. Couldn't imagine why. Put my ring on my charger here. Let this puppy charge. Too bad this ring doesn't do blood pressure. Yeah, even the Fitbit doesn't do blood pressure. That would be great. So what's on your agenda for the rest of the day? Amanda, Tabitha? Anything exciting? Oh, I think Teresa, she said she was going to check out Outlander for me and help me narrow down a piece to crochet. If she took a liking to Outlander at all, and that would help me narrow down a crochet piece to use for when we start doing reviews on the final season of Outlander. That'll be awesome. I really, really, really hope that she likes the show. That would be wonderful. Tabitha, this lotion's really nice on the hands. I have a couple of their different scents. The Palmer's lotion. I love CeraVe a lot, but I picked up this because I got on a little kick for Tahitian vanilla scent, and that a couple other scents came up, and I decided to give it a try. But Palmer's always been a pretty decent name, and I'm liking how it feels on the hands, and the price was good. I got this at Walmart. I don't remember what price I paid, but I remember being pleased with the price. So just a little shout out on that since the lotion in the basket was mentioned. I kill myself. That. But yeah, when I get off of here, I am going to try to take a little nappy nap, catch up on a little sleep. I already scheduled a live for tonight. By the way, Amanda, you're the Spartacus fan. You didn't recognize any titles? All right. I'm gonna call it in 2 more minutes. Might as well wait till we hit the 1 hour mark. Give everyone the update for dental. Chit chatted a bit. Even got some bush talk in there. Who knew that was going to happen? Wow. That was quite unexpected and humorous. Miss Tabitha, I thank you so much for being here. Amanda, as always, I thank you very much for being here. Miss Betty, Bushlight Betty, Bushlight Beer Can Betty. Let me look back and make sure I said that right because we have so many Bushlights. Bushlight Beer Cave Betty. See, that's why I went back and double checked. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure I didn't make a miss. I think my feral friend came in here too, right? Why am I thinking I'm missing somebody? Why am I thinking I'm missing somebody? I hate when I do this. See, I said I didn't want to do notes because they feel almost like creeperish, but I'm going to have to start writing things down because I suffer from CRS and OAF. So I'm going to have to start writing things down. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, folks, it's a pleasure. I will see you later tonight. The live is already set up and I'll go ahead and put it in my community tab shortly. So thank you all for being here. See you later.